So for the Lexus GX 470, let's run a test on the ignition coil and or spark plug. And to do so, we're going to disconnect the ignition coil, or one of the ignition coils. It has 8 on this model, and see if the scanner detects the problem first and foremost. We'll then scan the vehicle, get the code, do a diagnostic, then reconnect it and rescan the vehicle. This is a typical problem with any vehicle where one of the ignition coils or a spark plug goes out, and this tool should be able to help us determine what that problem is and diagnose it and fix it. So I'm going to make it easy on myself and just disconnect the first coil. So starting the engine should immediately trigger a code. Some codes are hidden while others will trigger a check engine light. There are manufacturer codes that may be present that you would not see through a check engine light, and that's where a quality scanner comes in to be helpful, because there may be codes present that you may not be aware of. Your car could be running rough, or something can be affecting your vehicle and you'd not be aware of it. So it's a good idea to scan your vehicle ever so often during your annual maintenance, for example, or semi-annual maintenance, just to check the vehicle out. In this case, we should immediately receive a check engine light and also rough idling, which I'm definitely getting rough idling, and I'm seeing a number of check engine lights. So I'm not going to let that run too long, but let's now run a scan on the vehicle. And once we receive the results of our scan, we'll then reconnect the ignition coil and rescan the vehicle, and then clear the codes and see what happens. So we're now ready to run the scan on the vehicle, and I do see that I have an update. I'm going to go ahead and run this update prior to scanning the vehicle, and we will resume shortly. So the update is just about complete, and what's impressive is that I am outside quite a distance from my garage, but I wasn't quite expecting the tool to perform this quickly at the distance that it is from the router, which I'm very happy about. So that's quite impressive. We'll let this update, and this is a version update. We'll let this continue and proceed afterwards. So the update is complete. I'm going to click OK. So we have a touchscreen monitor, by the way, which is very nice. And the system is rebooting, which is common for an update on any type of computer. And you can see that there's a super strong signal, and at the distance that we are from the router, I find that quite impressive. All right, so we have completed the update, and I believe it was a firmware update, and we're now ready to scan the vehicle. So let's turn the key to the second position. and we're going to hit auto scan. And that will be Lexus. And we are connecting to the ECM. This is a North American vehicle, and I believe it's with KDSS. And we can see that it picked up the VIN number automatically, as well as the year and engine code. And now we're ready to scan, and we'll choose automatic scan. And voila, we have two codes that were triggered. Let's see, most likely some of these codes may have been present. And I do see that we have the engine and ECT code. Let's look at that a little further. And it has determined that we have a problem with the coil. And for that, we received the P0351 code. So at this point, we're going to reconnect the coil, rescan the vehicle, and clear the codes. But before we clear the codes, let's do what Xtool refers to as a DTC report. So we're going to go to DTC report, and you can see that it creates a really nice report. And I do know that the tire pressure monitors are out. Several of them are out on this particular vehicle. I just have not gotten around to replacing those. I'm going to save the report. I can then enter the mileage if I choose to do so. Now, regarding mileage, there are some vehicles that support that feature while others don't. This is a 2008, and during that period, it wasn't something that this particular vehicle can support in terms of scanners. And so this is something that will need to be manually entered in this particular case. But this is not a shortcoming of the scan tool. This would be the case with any scan tool. So I'm going to click OK and hit the return button. Now I'm going to return to the main menu and select more features. And right here you'll see report. I'm going to select my report and share. Sharing allows me to email it to myself or someone else, which is very helpful. I can then print it or archive it in my vehicle maintenance records. Next, we're going to rescan the vehicle. Let's return to auto scan. And I will share the results shortly. So I have completed the scan and also cleared the codes using the clear all codes feature. And as you can see, all codes have been cleared. And this includes some of the miscellaneous codes that had appeared, such as the ABS, VSC, track. There were several miscellaneous codes. I do expect that the code for the tire pressure maintenance light sensors will reappear, as I am aware of that several of them need to be replaced. So the Xtool has done a wonderful job of identifying the problem, allowing me or assisting me in diagnosing the issue and resolving the problem as well. I was also able to capture the problem in a report and email it to myself, or I could have emailed it to a friend or a client. I'm not a professional technician, but I have been working on cars for 40 years, and many makes and models of my own, as well as family and friends, and quite a few I have also done on a paid basis. So I'm quite impressed with this unit, and I will definitely keep it in my arsenal and look forward to using it.